Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Gryffindor!
You're a wizard, Harry.
We should just the whole video is us just doing quotes.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris. I'm joined by my lovely lady friend Cam, and today we have a special video. We are ranking all 11 of the Wizarding World films. There's 8 Harry Potter movies, 3 Fantastic Beasts movies. We're gonna give you our ranking.
Our ranking?
We're gonna give you our ranking from least favorite to favorite. We might have different lists. We might have similar.
Might be exactly the same.
No shot. No shot.
I don't know.
We'll see. We don't really know each other's lists off the top of our heads. I haven't made this video in like 2 years, and I haven't made it with the Fantastic Beasts films, so this should be fun. But before we give you guys our ranking, make sure to hit the like button, comment your ranking down below, subscribe to that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this. But without further ado, spoilers for Harry Potter if you haven't seen it. What are you doing? Slytherin first. Let's do it.
Number 11 for me. Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, it's also my 11.
So yeah, if it's not your 11,
it's wrong. This is the worst Wizarding World film. It's unwatchable in my opinion. Quite frankly, a snooze fest that really is unimportant in the grand scheme of things. There's not much else to say except if you are having trouble falling asleep at night, Crimes of Grindelwald is my subscription to you.
POV, someone tells me their least favorite Harry Potter movie is not Crimes of Grindelwald. I wanna get over.
Number 10 for Cam.
Number 10, Secrets of Dumbledore.
That's also my number 10.
I think our list might actually be the exact same
honestly,
list.
yeah. We might have like 1 or 2 misplaced, but Secrets of Dumbledore is significantly better than Crimes of Grindelwald.
Not to preface, although it is my number 10, once we move past number 11 on my list, I love them. I liked Secrets of Dumbledore. I wasn't in Chris's review, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, I want to hear your thoughts because I have a full review. Check it out, link up above.
I really liked it. I am a very big Harry Potter fan, so they went back to Hogwarts a bunch in the movie and stuff, and it gave me much nostalgia, and I liked it, and I love Jude Law as Dumbledore. I do. I really, really do.
I'll say Jude Law carries, and he's not in it enough in my opinion.
And I love Newt as well. I just like all the characters. They're very likable to me.
I'd say this has more visually stunning scenes than the other 2 Fantastic Beasts films. There's one in particular with Credence, I think the character's name is, but he's really revealed to be someone else, but I don't want to get into that right now. And Dumbledore, and it's a visually stunning scene. I loved that. The main issue I should say that I have with this movie is that it just lacks the magic and the characters that I want to experience in the Wizarding World. And this one, more than any others, to me at least, tries to hit us over the head with like, oh guys, we're in the Harry Potter universe, don't you forget, and then it cuts to these bland characters.
It's not hitting us over the head.
Oh,
we are in the Harry Potter universe.
But it's like shot of Hogwarts and Harry Potter
because Dumbledore works at Hogwarts. Because Dumbledore works there. What are we going to do? Not show his place of work? Proof of employment.
Fair. It's fan service, but the reason it doesn't work is because there's no attachment to the characters. Okay.
You don't have attachment to Dumbledore. You don't have attachment to Dumbledore? You don't
I don't have an attachment to the prequel version.
You don't want to see how Dumbledore gets the Elder Wand?
It's cool. No, you know what?
Out.
He's barely on this movie. If you've seen it, let us know what you think down below. Number 9 on number 9 on our lists is probably the same, right?
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Also known as a movie that should have just been a standalone one movie because it's about Newt Scamander. Charming guy. I like Eddie Redmayne quite a bit. It's a shell of the Harry Potter franchise, and I just wish that they would have gone a different route with Harry Potter sequels or like spin-offs instead of the Fantastic Beasts. But it's unfortunate with what we got. The movie has some charm to it, and I like the whole plot where they're fighting the beasts. It's pretty predictable. Colin Farrell is in the movie, and it's pretty obvious who he is at the end.
Love the beasts, I love Nifflers, and I love Pickett. Before we move out of talking about the Fantastic Beasts movies, I got this in the mail today.
Pretty sick.
My number 8 is Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, mine too.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my least favorite Harry Potter movie, but it's not.
You were just defending it 2 minutes ago?
I was defending it because this certain someone was questioning if a Fantastic Beasts movie should go over it, and I was like, are you wild? This movie gives us one of the better like last acts in Harry Potter. You've got...
This is the Revenge of the Sith of Harry Potter. Not in a sense of like what happens in Revenge of the Sith, but in a sense of, I have people that tell me their favorite Harry Potter movie is Half-Blood Prince, and I look at them like they're crazy because the first 2 acts of that movie are a snooze fest.
Half-Blood Prince is the least appealing to me. I do enjoy the movie. I love the build-up and the reveal of who the Half-Blood Prince is. But Snape, pretty wild. The death of Dumbledore in this movie, the ending is satisfying, but everything in between, pretty forgettable, honestly. It's just one of those Harry Potter movies that lacks the charisma and charm. It's the first one that feels super dark, like in the color grading. Like they went super dark and gritty with it, so.
This is when they just full on, it's basically a black and white movie.
Yeah. Number 7.
Deathly Hallows Part 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god, our list.
I changed my list before without knowledge of hers. I changed my list before. I thought about it and I was like, which ones have I rewatched the most? And a lot of the times, pretty much it tracks around. And
yeah,
I used to have an early film lower.
If you're going off of ones that you rewatch, then we definitely probably have the same list because the only thing that I think early prediction.
No, we'll have a different one, and it's going to be about.
It's probably the first. They're probably the first two are swapped for us.
Interesting.
Somewhere in our list.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyways, Deathly Hallows Part 1. Great movie. I understand why they split Deathly Hallows into 2 movies. It was necessary. If it was one whole movie, it probably would have been too much and bad. As usual, when franchises split final movies into 2 parts, the first part is boring.
A lot of people sleep on this movie though. Death of Dobby at the end, really sad. Probably the saddest in the franchise. That whole final showdown was great.
I disagree. He's not the saddest in the franchise. Sirius Black is the saddest in the franchise.
The argument is there. I mean, we could tier rank the deaths in this franchise.
That'd be so funny.
We might have to do that now.
Gosh.
But no, that moment hits. I like the final showdown. But also, we get that sweet little dancing moment with Harry and Hermione. But can we acknowledge how much of a Ron is in this movie?
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the movie. I hate the whole. It happens, I think, over the course of like 2.5 movies, maybe. There's just this weird plot where Ron hates Harry for some reason, and it's just like, get over it. When he wears the necklace, he's just, ugh.
Also, at the very end of Deathly Hallows Part 1, we get that shot of Voldemort with the Elder One. Pretty big cliffhanger. What's your number 6, Kim?
My number 6 is the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, if you prefer.
Blasphemous.
Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets are interchangeable for me, depending on my mood.
I don't have anything to say because that's not my. We have different lists right now.
Oh God.
You have the floor.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, I just said what I just said. Obviously, I kind of gave away my number 5. Sorcerer's Stone is probably the Harry Potter movie I've watched the most. I love it. I love them as kids. The kids' movies are my favorite movies. I will put that out there right now. And I feel like it being 6 makes it sound like it's bad, but it's not. It's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. It's charming as hell. That they make you feel warm inside. My number 6 is Chamber of Secrets.
Okay, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Chamber of Secrets is the longest Harry Potter film. It's about 2 hours and 49 minutes. And while it gives us a lot of really cool insight into Tom Riddle and Voldemort's backstory, which I find really damn cool, that runtime is felt more so than any others. There are moments of this film that drag. I love the movie. I want to make that extra clear. Really like it.
See, that's how I am.
Really like it.
Uh-huh.
But it is one of the more slow burn Potter films that has a cool opening. You know, I like the ending with the Chamber of Secrets and the Basilisk. But everything in between, it can be a little too slow paced for me, if I'm being quite frank.
Okay. My number 5 is Chamber of Secrets.
Okay.
Literally just right now, because like I said, these two are very interchangeable for me. I think the only reason I have Chamber of Secrets a little higher right now is because the world is already kind of set. I literally watched these movies yesterday. I watched these movies yesterday, and I kind of like how this is the first movie where we get like a lot more of Ron's family. The whole opening of Chamber of Secrets, let go of my leg. Like
the whole car chase is what I call it.
Yeah, the car is good.
Yeah.
When Ron and Harry can't get to Hogwarts, they have to take the flying car is good.
More Quidditch, right?
Yes, more Quidditch. We're introduced to more of Hogwarts as opposed to like a lot of Sorcerer's Stone is like setting up Harry, finding out he's a wizard, finding out how to get a wand, all that stuff. Gilderoy Lockhart, come on.
Next on my list, we're in the top 5 now, right?
Yeah.
Have you just gave your 5?
I just gave my 5.
Your 5's Chamber.
Yes.
My 5's Order of the Phoenix.
All right.
I like this movie quite a bit because the third act is hype. You've got this showdown between Voldemort and Dumbledore. You've got arguably the saddest death in the franchise with Sirius Black, tragic. But also, I like the Room of Requirement team building. They're basically establishing a team trained behind the back of Dolores Umbridge, who is
one of the best movie villains.
Would you say one of the most hateable characters in film?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if I found out that actress gets like hate mail.
She probably does. I think this one gets overlooked a lot. A lot of people just dismiss it, in my opinion. When in reality, I think it's a lot better than people actually let on. And if you rewatch it or do a rewatch soon, interested to see what y'all think of it.
My number 4, Sword of the Phoenix.
Okay.
The movie we just talked about.
Yeah.
I love Dolores Umbridge.
You hate her, but you love her?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I hate her.
She makes me want to cry and scream and throw up.
Vomit.
I love Sirius Black. Oh. That death hurts me physically. The first point in the Harry Potter movie where they stop having fun is when Cedric dies. But when they really stop having fun, like there's no more fun ever, is when Sirius Black dies.
My number 4 is the Sorcerer's Stone.
Or Philosopher's Stone. I have the Sorcerer's Stone.
The Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, which...
Depending on where you're from.
Sorcerers to me, but to each their own. I didn't grow up with Harry Potter. Like, I watched it when I was like 18 for the first time, but it makes you feel all warm inside. It feels like a big old hug when you watch this movie. Whimsical even, charming. I like the simple plot of it. You're introduced to the whole entire world, and there's a lot to establish. You learn the ins and outs of Ollivanders and the Wand Shop, Quidditch rules, Voldemort's looming threat, and how people are afraid to even say his name. Just seeing that dynamic between the kids and Hagrid, you're a wizard, Harry. A lot to love with Sorcerer's Stone, and it's actually the Harry Potter movie I've seen the most. Because remember, I watched it like 5 times. I would always be like, okay, I'm gonna do a Harry Potter marathon, and I watched it, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it again, and I watched it, and like I just kept watching.
Eventually,
the first time.
I was like,
I've seen it a ton.
I was like, just start on the second movie.
Top 3.
I think we have the exact same top 3. I'm pretty sure.
Number 3.
Goblet of Fire.
Yes.
Do I have enough Harry Potter stuff? Do you think?
Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
I love Goblet of Fire. Number 1, Robert Pattinson.
Can we say something real quick before you continue your list? A lot of people have this movie at the bottom.
What?
It's one of the most hated Harry Potter movies. People say that it's teenage angst and it's bull.
That's the fun part of it. Their hair, all of their hair is long. They all desperately need haircuts.
I enjoy the hell out of this movie because it's like an outlier in Harry Potter. This is like a Hunger Games before the Hunger Games.
Not to mention, like, this is the movie where we get, like, our first introduction to, like, what it's like to be kind of in the Wizarding world, but outside of Hogwarts with the whole Quidditch Cup.
Yeah, the Quidditch Cup at the very beginning. Yeah.
We see the Quidditch Cup. Yeah. That's fun. We should have seen more of it, but that's neither here nor there.
This is arguably the most important film when it comes to, like, expanding the world of Harry Potter and, like,
we see all the
lore
Death Eaters.
building. Yeah.
Like, for the first time,
we see Voldemort in the flesh for the first time. This moment happens, which is pretty sick. We do lose Robert Pattinson, but he is in the movie.
This is my Goblet of Fire impression. Ready? I can touch you now. The movie opens like crazy. A random dude, and then he dies.
Death. And then you've got the whole Mad-Eye Moody thing. That whole Barty Crouch Jr., right? Oh my gosh.
This movie has so much going on.
There's a lot to love in this movie. It is loaded, but there's a lot to love.
But they do it well.
And every like competition, the one with, there's the underwater one, the dragon, yeah.
That's my son!
My son!
My boy! Oh!
Why the does the music keep playing when he's dead? Like he's running down and the music just continues playing.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's tragic. But Goblet of Fire,
so good. I can't believe people don't like the movie.
Hey YouTube.
I'll say this. Shout out my parents to watch the Harry Potter movies for the first time like a year or 2 ago. Both of their favorites was Goblet of Fire.
Really?
Yes.
Number 2? Our top 2 are all the same, right?
Yeah, number 2 is the Deathly Hallows
Part 2.
The epic conclusion to the epic saga, franchise, whatever you want to call it. This movie is all climax. I'm here for it. The moment where Minerva McGonagall's like, I've always wanted to use that spell. Or whatever she says.
I love her.
I love it. She's so sweet. Final showdown. The boy who lived, come to die. I have chills right now.
Do you want to watch
thinking
Harry
about
Potter
it.
after this?
We might have to marathon them all, yeah. This is a perfect conclusion again. Everything wraps up. Chef's kiss. The only weird thing is like the opening where they still have to go get some more of the Horcruxes, which is like you had to split part 1 and 2 at some point. They couldn't have gotten all the Horcruxes, and because they still find them in the final battle.
What is the plural of Horcruxes?
Horcruxy.
Horcruxes.
Whores.
Abbreviates it to whores.
I'm pretty sure like Escape from Gringotts and Universal Studios is like kind of based off it. Like the opening, you go to Gringotts. They go to Gringotts.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forget about Gringotts. I love that scene where like it's Snape. Snape is in charge of the school, right? And then Harry like steps out of the crowd, like he like borrowed someone's robe or something.
We get the final revelation with Snape in this movie.
No.
Where it's revealed that he's like always been
after all this time.
He's always been like protecting Harry.
I don't care. I love Snape. People that are like, Snape was a bully. That's how I feel. There's
also this weird scene, not weird, but like disgusting, bloody Voldemort in the
light.
Oh,
he's like a, heaven forbid, he's like a little fetus. God. He's like shriveled up in a ball in the train station of heaven. I don't know. Harry Potter like goes to heaven for a few minutes and talks to Dumbledore. It's crazy. My one gripe with Deathly Hallows Part 2 is at the very, very end when Malfoy and his family run away. There was an alternate ending where Malfoy actually tosses Harry his wand. Ooh. He goes, Potter! And he catches the wand, and that's when Harry falls out of Hagrid's hands and runs away. He, like, is on the side of Hogwarts. And I would have liked that very much more for his character, as opposed to just running away like a little boy. So that leaves one film, one singular film that is the best and our favorite Harry Potter film. And that is Harry Potter 3. I know what it's called, I'm just screwing with you guys. Prisoner of Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban. I think it's the pinnacle of all movies. All time travel movies. Bold claim right there, Missy. And they do it so fun. It's so fun. It's honestly like a mind F movie when you watch it the first time. Because here's the thing. The whole movie, before you even introduce the time travel, it's already probably one of the best Harry Potter movies. You get introduced to Sirius Black. We have Remus Lupin. Oh, I love Lupin. You're getting introduced to the Marauders. We're getting Peter Pettigrew. Oh, I have goosebumps. I'm in a sweater in summer and I have goosebumps. You're getting all of this before you even have to think about time travel. And then you get to what you think is the end of the movie, and then Dumbledore comes in out of nowhere and he's like, I think 3 turns do the trick. You know the rules, Granger. No one can see you. Whatever he says. And you're like, you're watching it. If you're watching it for the first time, you're like, What the
Well, okay, so you're watching the movie through one lens, and then when that point happens, you see everything happen, but what actually happens, and I just love when you peel back what's actually going down in a movie. It's exciting.
It's so good. And
like when you think Buckbeak gets killed, but it's the pumpkin.
I know, it's so good.
And then you realize that everything's that they're watching is actually them.
You hear when
that's the dopest thing.
When you
it's
hear
the Interstellar effect.
When you hear the howl the first time before they time travel, you're like, it's Hermione, and it's so good.
It just is a magical movie. I mean, I think they get the characters right here.
And I just
Score's immaculate. It's a perfect story from start to finish. We get so many pivotal moments. My favorite in the whole movie might be the showdown where we think Lupin's like a bad guy for a second, where he's like with him, and they all like kind of reveal everything in that room.
That's before the time travel.
Before the time travel.
That's before the time
travel. And Snape pulls up,
like,
and then he gets
Yes, everyone's stealing everyone's wand. Everyone's Expelliarmusing each other. Who owns whose wand at this point? I don't even know. The Marauder's map.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. He sees Peter Pettigrew on the map because it's the rat.
Mischief
so
managed.
So good. It's so good.
That's sick. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban equals
peak.
Cinema.
Peak.
Cinema.
I hate the word peak, and I will say...
Is it peak fiction?
It is.
Nice.
Definitively.
But that's going to do it for our ranking of all 11 Wizarding World films. Definitely let us know yours in the comments down below. Follow Cam on all her social media. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. She put out a fire video today where she edited herself into Fantastic Beasts. Go show some love to that video. Hit the like button and all that stuff. Her stuff is linked down below. Hit the like button. Comment down below your ranking. Subscribe to the notification bell. And
we'll leave you with this. Do you have to touch the map and say it?
Mischief managed.